So recently, Nintendo has been taking down workshop items on Gmod, and I wanted to talk about why they do this. Because I'm a game developer, not a lawyer, so I'm not going to do legal stuff here. But I do know about brand and business stuff a little bit, so I feel like it could be interesting if I like talk about this. So what's a brand? A brand is not really an idea, not really a logo. It's an association you have with a thing. So I got this concept from Alex Ramosi. He's currently building acquisition.com. He's kind of on the branding side more. And he's a business guy. He's a unit. He's huge. He's a very big guy. I'll put a picture up on screen. It's massive. He gave me this idea. So a good brand with a lot of positive associations is something like Taylor Swift. So Taylor Swift, not much of a Swiftie, but like a lot of people like her because they like her music and they associate the music and just the Taylor Swift brand with good things. They like the music videos, they like the music, they like the vibes, they like the people she associates with. I'm assuming, and that's why I'm not a Swiftie, so I don't know who Taylor Swift talks to on a regular basis. But now, if Taylor Swift killed a puppy on live TV, people wouldn't like her as much anymore. People would be like, man, why? So that's why a good brand like Taylor Swift endorsing Biden was such a big deal, because people have such a good association with Taylor Swift. They'll be like, oh hey, now I also like the Joe Bibbidi Biden brand, and then there's that good association there. Now let's say Adolf Hitler, very bad brand. That Adolf Hitler, we associate him with some bad stuff. Showed up in Argentina. Turns out he's still alive, and he went, "Jawohl, Leute, ich bin alive. Ich liebe Joe Biden, ja." If Hitler said that, we wouldn't like him. We wouldn't like Biden as much, People already don't like Biden much. But I'm not gonna talk about politics too much. I'm just using Biden as a little example. So even if Biden's policy didn't change, a lot of Biden voters wouldn't vote for him anymore because they have that bad brand association. Branding is very important in politics, so that's kind of like a good example. So what's Nintendo's brand? So Nintendo's brand is associated with childhood memories, Zelda, Mario, polished, like finished, good, squishy games. Games people really like and are like, they're not janky. Like Skyrim and Mario aren't really the ideal combination for like branding wise, because with Skyrim you associate a good game that's janky. With Nintendo you associate like Mario games, which are like perfect and so not janky, you can't even believe it. Like, I could play a really polished game and say it feels like a Nintendo game, and you'll kind of like get it, right? That's how strong that branding association is. So, because they have that really positive, polished association with like a polished game, that's also why they don't like the hardware stuff, like modding a Switch. That they're not a fan of, because it gets you to be janky with their stuff, and that's like so not a part of Nintendo's brand that they want to nip that in the bud, So why all the takedowns? So I bet you have a good idea now of why they take stuff down, because Gmod and other like fan projects are often kind of janky, kind of not. They don't have control over how the game was made, so they don't know like how good is this, how positive will the association be between the brand of Nintendo or like Mario, for example, which is kind of like a sub brand in a way. They don't know how that association will turn out, so they'd rather be associated with like being a little party pooper by some PC gamers than being associated with like Gmod and like the mess that goes on there. I don't agree with Nintendo being a party pooper here, but I do get where they're coming from, because having Princess Peach shoot Darth Vader in the dick, that's quite something to be associated with. So I totally get it in a way. I still don't think they should be doing it, because it does hurt their brand to PC gamers, but does that lose them any sales? Because these PC gamers are either just going to emulate the games, which guilty as charged. I'm sorry, Nintendo. Or they'll just buy it anyway because they love Nintendo products so much. Like, they have the brand quality already that they're not worried about losing fans. Because like, if you like their games enough to download a mod game, or like want to do that, like a fan game, you're not going to be that upset with them. Well, you're going to be very upset with them, but you aren't going to be that upset that you won't buy their stuff anymore because you like them so much. So in their eyes, it's more risky to be associated with these wacky fan games and mods and stuff than to just take it down, even though it's still really shitty. So I hope this gave you a better view of how companies view their brands, and like, what's that like for someone who owns a brand. This is something I think about with my brand sometimes. Not taking down stuff. I would never take down like a fan game. depending on the contents of the fan game. Of course, like if the fan game is pro Hitler, we'll probably take it down. But as I said, I'm a game developer, so you can check out my stuff in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed this video and learned some more stuff about branding. Goodbye.